So today's rant is about simplifying writing. And so that may seem ironic to you because, after all, I own a company where we teach writing, and isn't our goal to simplify it for people? No, that's not the goal. The goal is to get people to understand that writing is about thinking, and thinking is complex, and writing is hard. Which gets me to my main point. I was perusing LinkedIn this morning, and they asked me to contribute to this article about editing. And the first tenet, of course, was know your audience and purpose. Who doesn't know this? Who doesn't know, ask any professional in the world, and what the first tenet of good writing is, and they'll say, well, you have to know who you're writing for. Absolutely, 100,000%. You have to know that. But the problem is that we hear this all the time, know your audience. But what's missing is the why and the how, right? What do we need to know about them? So I'll give you, for instance, we had a individual in a class recently, and we talk a lot about this, know who you're writing for, but we do a really deep dive. And I said, well, what do you know about your boss? And this person said, well, Joe likes bullets. Okay, super. All right. So you're going to write a document that's just bulleted. It's a bulleted list. But if you don't know why you're using bullets or how to use them effectively, then essentially it's just a bulleted list, right? So one of the things that we don't talk about oftentimes when we're talking to professionals in the workplace is that there are ways to present information that are based on science. So it goes beyond just knowing, hey, I'm writing for my boss, and I know my boss likes bulleted lists. You've got to know more than that. And so this whole tenet of know your audience is useless information. Everybody knows that. But what they don't know is how to do the deep dive, how to do the analysis, how to understand what attributes or characteristics of that reader are important for you to know so that you can write for that reader. Because if Joe likes bulleted lists, but then Sarah comes along and she's your next boss and she doesn't like bulleted lists, what are you going to do? Right? You have no recourse because you don't understand what it is that you really need to know about Sarah to be able to write for her. And that's part of what's missing. We try to simplify this whole notion of writing like, oh, it's step one is this, and step two is this, and step three is that. And that's not writing at all. Writing's hard. It's very hard, but it's also about thinking, and thinking is hard, and thinking about complex problems is hard. Writing is thinking on paper, and that's all that it is. So instead of trying to simplify it, one of the goals we have at Hurley Write is give people the tools they need to use their strategic thinking to solve the writing problem. So you have to go beyond know your audience, right? And some of these tenets that try to simplify writing to really write effective documents, right? And that's what we talk about in our classes. So that's my rant for this week. My name is Pam Hurley. I'm the owner and founder of Hurley Write Incorporated. Hit me up on LinkedIn. Contact me directly, pam@hurleywrite.com. And I'll look forward to ranting at you next week. Take care. Bye.